They definitely did not like each other. Fitzsimmons thought that Corbett was a coward and a pretty boy and didn't really know how to punch and was, more of an actor than a fighter. And Corbett was pretty upset by that. And then they got into a little bit of a fracas, with the bodyguards and the seconds and the hangers-on, were mixing it up. And Corbett was held back, and then he spit at Fitzsimmons, and he even admitted it, saying, I was being held back. I would have punched him in the face if I could, but instead they were holding me, so I had to spit at him.
The deal to put this fight together was a throwback to prize fighting's past, and a glimpse into the future of how professional sports would be run. Corbett and Fitzsimmons fought for a purse and a side bet in much the same way as their bare-knuckle predecessors had done for over a century. But for this bout, they were also to get a share of the motion picture rights. The Veriscope company planned to shoot what was at that time the longest feature film ever made. Such was the epic scale of the production that a new arena had to be specially built on a racetrack outside Carson City to ensure there was enough daylight for the cameramen.
But by the time 1897 rolls around, St. Patrick's Day, in Carson City, the camera there is a brand new technology, a special widescreen proprietary film format called the Veriscope, which was developed specifically to record prize fights, and this prize fight in specific. And so when that film was successfully recorded, it was by far the longest motion picture ever recorded of a single subject at that time. It had more than one camera at ringside. But just to capture almost every minute of the action and some of the before and after action was pretty amazing.
The local sheriff had rounded up all roughnecks, hobos, and small-time conmen and put them in jail to keep them away from the respectable folk arriving for the fight, while legendary lawmen and gunslingers Wyatt Earp and Bat Masterson were at the ringside. Masterson was the dapper timekeeper, captured forever on film in his famous bowler hat, tending the ring bell.
Fitzsimmons was a puncher, and he was trying to set Corbett up for a big punch. And Corbett was the beautiful boxer, and he was trying to outbox Fitzsimmons. For most of the fight, Corbett was sticking and moving and being effective, but Fitzsimmons, he had discussed before the fight that, hey, he might outbox me, but he's not going to knock me out, and this is a fight to the finish. The first knockdown in the fight took place in the 6th round, and Corbett dropped Fitzsimmons. Corbett later said that it was a long count, and it's actually the first long count controversy in boxing history, not the Jack Dempsey-Gene Tunney fight. What happened was Fitzsimmons went down in a funny way. He grabbed Corbett by the waist and the legs as he was going down. So it took a moment for the referee to kind of really recognize the fact that he truly was down. So a couple seconds elapsed. There was a rule saying that you have to step back from your opponent, and Corbett wasn't stepping back the way the referee was asking him to. So that caused a couple seconds also to elapse. So really, Fitzsimmons may have been given something like a 14-second count.
Corbett is considered the father of modern scientific boxing, which puts him at a certain strata, a certain level. Fitzsimmons was a great fighter. In fact, experts up to the mid-20th century were rating Fitzsimmons among the top 10 heavyweights of all time. He was a very unusual fighter, almost a freak of nature.
Fitzsimmons gradually wore Corbett down. I mean, Corbett was hitting him, but he wasn't hurting him. And Fitzsimmons was pressing the action, shooting his powerful blows, and little by little was getting to Corbett. In fact, there's some reports to say that he even knocked one of Corbett's teeth out. In the 14th round, Corbett wasn't moving quite as much, he wasn't punching quite as much, and Fitzsimmons set him up for a beautiful left hook to the body that knocked him out.